Okay, so episode number 5 with this man fucking mountain down the bottom here, Mr. Conna
Hey,
Fairbairn.
how you doing, guys? You all right?
All good, mate.
Right.
All good.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, so before anything, mate, I'd just like you to introduce yourself and how long you've been bodybuilding, competition history, etc., etc.
Cool. Yeah. So my name's Conna Fairbairn. I'm 29. Got into bodybuilding, competitively, was the end of 2017. We actually went into like men's bodybuilding. Bodybuilding history. I came up through the juniors, through UKBFF. Then obviously moved on to two bros. I won my best achievements, probably British Championships, was 2020, where I won super heavies. Won various titles in two bros, and also competed against you as well, Ryan, in FitX. Just chasing the pro card now as well in the IFBB.
So you say you moved to supers in 2017. Did you compete before that as well, then? Yeah.
No. So 2017, I was fresh out the juniors, and I went straight into heavyweights.
Ah, okay.
So there was no so where I was on the cusp of juniors, the next year I was automatically put in the men's.
Right.
So they put me in heavyweights where I was under 100 kilos. But my first super show was 2019.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
What was your first show? What show? UKBFF? What?
That was Sugars Classic.
In what year?
Juniors. That was 2016.
Yeah. Okay, and how did you do?
I won.
Yeah.
That was like the sort of the cusp of, for me. It was like if I flopped and didn't place or I didn't win, I'd probably have knocked it on the head, because it probably wouldn't have been for me. Would have been like an eye opener almost.
What did you have everyone in your ear kind of before saying like, "Fucking, you should do this, you should do that"? And
well, it's funny that actually, because I was actually natural before that show. So before that show, I wasn't taking anything, and I think that Sugars Classic, I think that was in November of 2016, if I remember rightly. So that year, I decided I was going to do it, and someone said to me, they were like, "Oh, you know those juniors they're taking gear, right?" And I was like, "No, they're not. No, they're not." I was like, "They're all natural." And then I got to show some pictures, and I was like, "Fuck me!" I was like, "They're not natural." So yeah, that was like the first sort of like my insight into bodybuilding, like, and drugs and shit. Yeah.
Hey, so you actually started fairly late.
Well, yeah. I competed before that, but I wouldn't really call that competing. It was like Miami Pro and shit. Like, that's not really competing.
Oh no, I mean, like starting gear, because a lot of us now, I mean, we start at like 18, you know.
Yeah.
There's fucking kids starting at 14, 15 now. It's mad.
Oh, bro, there's guys in my gym, like, they're taking like more than me, like, on some things. I'm like, fuck me, and they're young.
It's fucking insane. I've had so many clients come to me, and they're fucking, if at best 75 kilo, and they're like, "I'm doing this." I'm like, "Oh shit, man, fuck."
Yeah,
Mate, so hold on. You did Miami Pro.
Yeah, Miami Pro.
You are not a Miami Pro guy.
Bro, we got to see some pictures.
Yeah.
I'll have to dig them out. I think I deleted most of them.
Fuck me.
Yeah, I've actually still got.
Did you have a pair of board shorts on, bro?
What's that?
Did you have a pair of board shorts on?
No.
Oh, fuck, that would have been great.
No, they got ripped the shit out of one. No.
I bet you he done. He's just not telling us that.
Yeah.
No. Literally, it was so it was junior fitness model or something like that, and it was like I won juniors in that, and then I won what was the other fucking category? Some stupid category like under 75 fitness model, whatever the fuck.
Fitness model, yeah, that's it.
What does that even mean? Mate, that's so funny that you did that, and there's none of that shit on your social media.
No.
Have you like deleted that part of your life?
Fucking gone. So literally, it was like there was a gym I used to train at, also where James Hollinshead used to train at as well, called Pink's Gym.
Yep.
Really famous bodybuilding gym, right, in South London. So basically, I was training there, but I was doing this show. So I was telling people, I was like, "I'm going to go do this competition, this bodybuilding competition." These guys must have been looking at me like, this stupid little prick is doing this show, and he thinks it's a bodybuilding show, and it's not. And I understood then it was like I saw bodybuilding like a cult.
Yeah.
And I had to almost like prove myself to go do bodybuilding, you know?
Yeah.
Because they sort of like looked down on me for doing that. So.
Mate, but that's good though, because now what you get is you get these kids that are like 16, 17, haven't even competed. They're talking about pro cards. We spoke about this in the last podcast. It's almost like you haven't even fucking competed yet. You're talking about pro cards.
Madness.
Well, actually, yes. Let me ask you that. Did you, when you first started competing, were those thoughts in your head? Did you think this could be something that I'd take it to the professional level?
So 14, I actually like came to terms that I actually wanted, like, you know, like 14-year-olds, they want to be like professional footballers or professional rugby players and shit, or want to go on like reality TV shows and shit like that. Like, I wanted to be a professional bodybuilder, but I didn't know if I would ever get there, you know?
Yeah.
So I always wanted to do a show and be like, let's just test the waters and see if I would be any good. And then a friend of mine just said to me, he was like, oh, UKBFF are doing juniors. Why don't you have a go? And yeah, and it was just like, I think if I'd have flopped and I wouldn't have won, I think I probably wouldn't be bodybuilding today, because it'd have probably like just smashed my confidence.
It's not quite the same, but it's kind of what me and my girlfriend spoke about the other day, right? I'm only doing this because I feel like it's got legs. So what I mean by that is the moment I start turning up for shows and getting battered here, there, and everywhere, I ain't doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's only enjoyable if I'm actually competitive.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what you're getting at.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I don't want
to. You're both now arguably some of the like top 5 best bodybuilders in the country. You know, you can say that, but it takes you time to get to that point. You know, if you'd given up after the first year, I mean, you know, because now everyone, both of you, everyone like would know who you both are, but that took time, you know.
Yeah.
I definitely never had it in my head that I wanted to be a pro. I did it because I loved it, and I started with UKBFF, and then I'd done a PCA show, and it grew, and then before I knew it, I was like I say, even at the beginning of this year, I didn't think I was just do it because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting the PCA Pro, and then now I'm thinking, hold on a minute, maybe I could go for the IFBB. I don't know, like, and it just sort of sprung up on me. I didn't even plan it, if that makes sense. It just.
You just got to hire Callum, Ryan. That's what you got to do, mate.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to remortgage the house, I think.
Yeah.
So expensive, man.
Yeah. It just sort of sprung up on me, but no. But Connor, one of the reasons why me and Chad wanted you on this fucking show was because you are a man who is known.
That's how it is.
You're a man who's known for not beating about the bush. You're a man who's known for not mincing his fucking words. Would you agree with this?
Yeah, totally.
Right. So on that note,
before you go on, hold on.
Yeah.
So, like you just said, I don't beat around the bush, but that's not necessarily a good thing either, because I get a lot of shit for that as well. But I don't give a fuck. But people will like almost like hate on me, but it's not hating, but it's like they think I'm a gobshite. I know they do.
Well,
you know what I want to go on.
Go on. You go.
I want to ask you, like, do you ever get, or do you think it gives it has an impact on, you know, when you talk about obviously the federations that you compete in, and when you kind of call out some of the bullshit, do you think that affects your placings? Or
mate, 100%.
Yeah.
So, prime example, right? And I don't want to tarnish anyone's names. I won't mention names, but one incident, it was me competing, and I know you guys know how bodybuilding works, but if anyone else who doesn't, so I won my category and I had 3 points. The guy who ended up getting, what was he? I think he was a light heavy. He had 4 points, and we went into an overall together, right? So I'm winning at this point, yeah? I'm on 3, he's on 4.
Yeah.
So by the end of the overall, I've gained 2 points, so I've got up to 5 points, but he stayed on 4 points, right? So basically, he had like a perfect score in the overall. He wasn't marked down for anything, but I was. And that was just after a show that I competed at, and I started calling out the federation about shit. And it was just like, and it was too, like for 1 point decision, split decision, it was just too coincidental.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, what do you think that they changed their mind somehow? Like, just because you were stood next to this dude, they all of a sudden thought you were worse. Like,
No,
how is that?
I'm not sure. I just think it's like, I don't know. This guy seems to be a bit full of himself, and no one else calls out the shit. But he'll stand on social media and tell everyone exactly what he thinks. Let's make an example out of him.
I've called out Two Bros a couple of times, like nothing major, but I just don't really like the federation, and I'm saying it again now. And I feel like it's going to affect my placings if I ever go there. So I'm kind of dreading that already.
I mean, you can just compete abroad, really,
and that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I just want to be judged fairly, and yeah, do you know what? That's the first time I came across you, actually, Connor. There's two things that I came across you with. Number one was a mutual friend, John Steele.
Yes, John Steele, yeah.
Me and John were really close.
I know John too.
Yeah.
He's a fucking
well, you coached him. Yeah, you coached him. Yeah.
Tattoo John. Me and John go back a long time. He used to fucking hate me, but then we got on in the end. But yeah, so he introduced me to you firstly, and then secondly, someone shared your story to me, and it was you basically calling out a federation. I can't remember the fucking show, but it was like several years back. And it was like, I can't remember what you were saying, but you were fucking letting them have it basically.
Yeah.
And that's how I first came in contact with you.
I think that might have been so after the British, and I lost in the overall. I always shake hands, as you know.
Yeah.
Shake your hand when you beat me, and and I always shake hands, and I'm respectful, but I'm entitled to my opinion on what I think's right and wrong.
Yeah.
Right. If you beat me fair and square, that's fair enough. Like when you beat me, did I say anything?
No.
Right. Johnny beat me. I didn't say fuck all. Right.
Yeah.
All these things. But this one show I was pretty pissed off about. And a lot of people have told me, including like some pros that you guys follow, were even saying that that's the worst decision I've ever seen in my life. So anyway, I've gone on a massive rant, saying what bullshit it was and everything like that. The following year, I compete in the same show, get all the way to the finals, and they give me seconds to a guy who looked like Stretch Armstrong, but a fat version of. This guy had like a gash through his abs, like he had like a big like gash through his stomach, and I was just like, no way he can win because he's not complete, because there's no symmetry there anymore, right? Yeah. And they gave me second, and he won, and then he won a pro card, and I was just like,
I know, I saw that. I know.
Yeah, and if you beat me, I'll shake your hand and be like, you beat me, fair enough, like fair play to you. I'll get you next time.
Yeah, 100%.
But this guy, no fucking way, no way.
I was pissed. It's frustrating, man. I remember last year. In all honesty, I wasn't at my best. I'll admit that, but I was beaten by a guy, and they said, and I asked for feedback, and they said to me, Two Bros this was, and they said, your hamstrings need to come in more, right? So I was like, no, fuck that. My hamstrings are straightened. Hold on a minute. So I literally screenshot me next to the guy who beat me. I sent it to him. And I was like, you're telling me my hamstrings, you rewarded this guy. He was soft as shit from the back.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were like, well, clearly you're not taking this criticism. And I don't know, I can't wrap my head around it. Like, how are you going to call me out on something when the guy who beat me was worse than me on that fucking thing? It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't understand the criteria as well with judging bodybuilding as well. Like, it just seems to me like if like, say me and you competed against each other, right? Again, and you came out with like 30-inch arms. You had like 30-inch biceps, right? And all the judges love big arms. Yeah. But the rest of you was shit, right? The rest of you was shit. And you hit a front double and your arms are like the size of my head, right? They give it to you, but the rest of you shit. Yeah. Like, I've seen that so many times.
Yeah, but it's like the judge is biased. They just so happen to like that thing, even though the rest of it. Yeah. It's just frustrating that there's no consistency. Sometimes they reward size, sometimes they reward condition, and it's like, fuck no.
What do you want?
Yeah. It's fucking bizarre, mate. It's frustrating as fuck.
I reckon it just depends who sponsors the show. That's all it is. No,
they're the ones that call the show. That is the elephant in the room.
It's true, mate. Do you know what else I think? And I'm being serious now. I think it depends on who you're stood with, right, Con? So imagine this. You're in a lineup and they're all ginormous. There's fucking 6 of them and they're all massive, but they're not that conditioned. You're not as big, but you're conditioned. I almost feel like because you're the odd one out, they'll almost be like, yeah, and they'll go with that. And then reverse that. Imagine there's everyone's conditioned and there's one guy's big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's sort of who you're against matters.
No, definitely, I agree with that.
Yeah, it happens with women as well. Like, we're getting into the fucking dark now, really. But just fucking, it's just really hard to know what they're looking for from week to week. It's really fucking hard.
Women all look the same, so it's hard to tell, isn't it?
In bikini, it's fucking hard.
For that.
Right, let's get to it, mate. Let's get to it.
Yes.
So, your points. We're going to go one by one, mate, and then at the end, we're going to decide whether it should be into this room 101 or not, and then it's it. So, number 1 is using bands on equipment. Please, can you elaborate?
So, I was doing a hack squat the other day, and this seems to be like the prime machine where people are putting these bands on. I was on the hack squat the other day, and there was a screen resistance band on there. So I've chucked it off, and started putting plates on there. And I've built all the way up to like 7 plates a side or something like that. And this kid's picked the band up, and he was like, "Excuse me, mate." So he's interrupted me first. So I've got, now I don't like him. He's interrupting my training. And he's gone, "Excuse me, mate." He's like, do you know the resistance of this band? And I was like, "Yeah, it's level 10,000, pussy," like that. The kids then decided to drop the band and put some plates on, which I'm glad about. But he was going to put that band on the fucking equipment, and it fucked me off. I can't stand it. Also, as well, like when I watched videos of like Ronnie, Dorian, Arnie, I didn't see one fucking band. Not one. I don't even know where these fucking things have come from.
I agree, man.
It's a trend, isn't it? It's a trend now that, and that's just like anything else. You know, last year we had like snatch grip deadlifts, and we had all sorts, and it all comes and goes, doesn't it? So,
you know what though? Today, Connor, you're gonna have to forgive me, mate. Today I was on the hack spot.
No.
I know the band. Wait. Fucking hear me out.
Right, I'm going.
Mate, my knee is giving me so much shit at the moment, and honestly, if I'm not using the band, my leg is going to give way at the bottom.
Yeah, but Ryan, you train on that dog shit Watson hack squat, so you probably need a band on.
Yeah, mate, that is fucking hard, man. They're heavy.
Yeah, horrible.
Yeah.
Today's was different. I went to a different gym, and I don't even know what brand it was, but I used it was already on there, and I chose to not move it. Mm-hmm. So I still got a real good workout in, but it was on there. So I guess the counter argument is, and it's kind of like fit for this, is what about if you've got an injury and you're sort of like trying to work around it? Would it then be viable, even if you felt like your knees are a bit shitty?
Do you know what? Mine. It's glad you said that, actually, because my knees were actually feeling fucked the other day when I did it, and do you know what? I was like, will I push through it? Is it going to really like do anything? Like, and I was like, yeah, it would be fine. But if I couldn't do the exercise, I'd change the exercise, because I wouldn't want to put that band on, because it honestly, in my gym as well. Like, do you know Steve Avery?
Yeah.
So Steve comes to our gym and he does coaching and shit like that. And if he saw me with that band around there, oh my fucking God, I'd never hear the end of it. I would never hear the end of it.
I totally fucking get that, and there's a part of me that really agrees, but I can't help but think I've come home today and my knees are fine. I had a really good session and my knees aren't in any pain, and that's, I don't know.
I'll let you off because you beat me.
I think bands. I think it depends how you use it, and I think that's basically what makes it either bullshit or.
No, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
because there's people that will chuck it on and they'll like rank up the resistance so high that they can put on 10 plates aside and they just use it to lift more weight. Or you can use it properly, meaning that it has resistance at the bottom where it takes pressure off the knee, and then at the top there's nothing, which that's how I'd use it. So I use bands quite a lot. I don't use it on a hack squat. I don't generally do that because I just don't get pain in my knees, but on certain other stuff I do. And I find like Ryan is saying, it helps. And again, it's how you use it.
Yeah.
I feel like me and you, Chad, would not be welcome at Connor's gym. You know that?
No.
We'd be fucking bullied. You know that?
Mate, Ryan, you'd be kicked out for doing the sideways.
Do you know what? I can't help but think that they do serve a purpose sometimes, right? To say it's just who fucking does it. And I feel like it's this Instagram bodybuilder, like it's this 2022 bodybuilder. They're scared of hard work and they just want to like overcomplicate shit to try and make their shit coaching seem like more viable. Do you know what I mean?
Let me ask you something, right? So, so you say you were injured like before bands came on the scene. Let's say like 4 years ago, right? What did you do then? You did something else, right?
Yeah, right. I'd either do something else or I'd go mega light.
Right.
Mega light. But with bands, now that I know they exist, I'm able to go a bit heavier, you know?
Right.
And I think it's more preventative than anything else. It's preventing you getting hurt.
So, Chad, what would you use them on?
So so that Smith squat that I used to do, that I used it on that. I used it on a incline Smith, just because obviously I got a torn pec, so meaning that helps at the bottom where that's kind of the danger.
Yeah, I'd say that's cool because you're injured. But
so here we go, Connor. There is a place, but you just got to use it right. Yeah.
Again, I think with your point, it's kind of like wording it. People that use bands, but stupidly, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
I think if you're more than capable of lifting some plates and some weight, you should not be putting those bands on there.
Do you know what I think? I think you're referring to the people that they'll see Hunter Labrada lifting, doing squats with a band, and they think, well, he does that, I got to do that. But you know, he squats 7 and 8 plates aside. They're doing it with 1.5.
Yeah, I agree. It's like it's this fucking modern bodybuilder who's got fuck all muscle, fuck all strength, and they're just like they got no place doing it. They got no place doing it.
I could say the same thing about like cuffs as well.
Oh yeah, I agree. I actually don't particularly like them. I don't like them.
Do you know what? Tom actually wrote them in my plan, and
you took them out.
Yeah, no, but I thought, you know what? I'll try them. I'll try them first because I used to bash them all the time, and I tried it, and I was like, my shoulders aren't my weakest point either. So when I did like cuff raises, I didn't get on with them at all. I felt a dumbbell was so much better.
Yeah, what would you put? Because you're also known for your delts being quite fucking capped, mate. So what would you put that down to specifically? Do you reckon?
Do you know what I would have put it down to, because people like, I used to get a lot of like hate comments like saying like Simfol, all this shit like that I'm jabbing Simfol on every head of my shoulder, blah blah blah, to make him look like that round. But I'd probably say that I just took more time on my shoulders than I did on anything else. And I think my chest isn't bad. My back's pretty crap. My legs are crap.
Your back is not crap.
But I mean in terms to my shoulders. So I think more me just concentrating more on them, and like I would be like, you know, everyone does like International Chest Day. I would do international delts. Like, I just do delts every Monday. Oh, they're all right. I'll do them again on Wednesday. Like I just do it like that, and
just purely a volume thing. You've just done it more than everything else.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me ask you, how much do you press on a shoulder press?
I've done 5 plates.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's probably what it is.
But then, like, I can only squat 7 plates.
Only?
No, but that's only 2 plates more.
Yeah, but you know 7 plate squat is proper.
Only
a 300 kilogram squat. Is that it?
But then that's like compared to my shoulders, like my legs are so much bigger than my shoulders. So technically, I should be able to do more than that. Do you know what I mean?
I guess so. But if you were to poll a fucking 1,000 bodybuilders who can 7 plate squat, the answer would be very few.
I think
there's a few guys in Kings who can do that, and obviously I don't train at Kings anymore. But yeah, there's a few guys in there who can do that.
I can do it, and I know about in all of the people that I know, maybe another 5 more.
Yeah.
That's it. It's quite rare. It's fucking rare. Even Chud, you had fucking wild strong legs, and I don't think you quite got to 7, did you?
Oh, mate, I'm scared to squat. I was always scared to squat. I'd deadlift and bench. I'll lay under a 200 kilo bench. I don't care. But squats, because I snapped my arm, didn't I? So nah.
How did you do that?
I was just racking the weight. And he was only 180, so I was just like warming up, and there's the shitty Pure Gym rack just flew forward, and it just like couldn't catch it, and it just.
Oh, he had it on video as well, by the way.
Yeah. I'll send it to you, mate. Fucking shit, yeah. Because obviously the rack's so light and it's not bolted on, so I just like walked it in, and it just didn't catch in, and it flew forward, and it just snapped back. It's fine now.
Fucking hell.
But just don't want to squat anymore.
Not on a barbell, no.
Right, let's get a conclusion on that, right? So the original one was bans on equipment. Should that go in Bodybuilding Room 101? Yes or no?
In general?
In general.
I think no, because I think it has its place depending on the condition.
I got to say I agree with Chadley. As much as I see your point, Con, I got to say there is a place.
Now I've spoken to you two, and I've seen more variables and how they could be used, and I do agree. I don't know.
Still
fuck
that.
All
right.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
All right. It's not in there. It's not in there.
Cool.
Right. Next one. Not actually lifting any heavy weight when training. Elaborate.
Okay, so this was I don't know if you guys saw my story about 2 days ago, a day ago even.
Fly.
The guy with chest fly, right?
Yeah.
Your chest isn't bad. Dave's chest isn't bad. My chest isn't bad, right? We've all done dumbbell flies, right? This guy is about 8 stone, soaking of piss, telling me that I should not be doing dumbbell flies. And I was just like, I wanted to quit bodybuilding.
Bro, how about the confidence of how he said it as well?
Yeah.
He was so sure, wasn't he? He was so sure.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Mate, it's the same thing with dumbbells. Is the dumbbell laterals now? They're like the worst exercise. Like, you're basically wasting your time doing it. If you're not doing cuffs, you might as well not bother.
Yeah. And I literally, I was just like, I think he had like a set of 10s or not, I don't even think they were that, but he was just like, he was talking about some, even the thing he was saying didn't even make sense. And I was just like, I just wanted to quit bodybuilding there and then because I heard him talking like.
Why is it always these skinny dudes saying this shit? Why?
Well, it's not that though. It's the fact that he's probably got like a big coaching business, or he's got a big following, or whatever, and people will watch that and they will listen to him.
Yeah, and definitely
for me, basics build muscle.
Yeah. So this is actually a really good point. Me and Dave have spoken about it a couple of times already on other episodes. So do you think it's about basically like using load versus field? Do you think it always matters how much you're lifting, or does it matter how much or how you lift it? You know,
I think that's the obvious thing is like lifting the heavy weight with good form. But to me, like, you cannot build density with little weights. You can't do it. You can. I don't care. Like, you can't. Like, look at James's physique, Colin's head, compared to Nathan.
Yeah. Look
how much bigger he is than Nathan. Because
Nathan's
he
strong,
just lifts heavy, man.
Nathan's strong, bro.
Yeah.
No, Nathan's strong.
Nathan's really strong.
Nathan is strong, but the
Hollingshead's stronger.
Shit.
Hollingshead is probably the strongest bodybuilder that around, to be honest.
I honestly, and this is a very bold statement to say, and a lot of people agree with me from who've watched from him training, he's probably the strongest bodybuilder who ever lived. He's stronger than Ronnie, much stronger than Ronnie. Like, I've seen Ronnie's leg press. Like, I've seen him do squats. Like, James is much stronger than him.
Yeah, you know them like famous videos of Ronnie in the fucking in the like leotard thing, or whatever, and he's doing them. Yeah, buddy, and he's fucking squatting. I think he's like squatting 360.
Right.
And Hollingshead has done 340 for like multiple reps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Hollingshead's got a 240 bench. I've seen him do a 240.
I think more than that.
Oh, mate. And he must have like what's his deadlift as well?
Oh, stupid. I think it's like 8 pounds.
Yeah, I think he's like nearly pushed 400.
Right. Well, yeah, I think in today's bodybuilding, I think Hollingshead is for sure the strongest. I said it to Amy the other day, my girlfriend. I was like, I think he's the strongest in the world, seriously.
Yeah.
And his physique shows it, doesn't it? It does.
Exactly.
And he's strongest across the widest range of exercise. Because you've got that. What's that guy that can do 900 pounds? He's a black guy. You'd know him.
Oh, Joseph Mackey.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he just does that. He can just deadlift.
Yeah. He hasn't got the rest, does he?
Yeah.
900 pounds. Fuck.
Yes.
Wow.
Mate. It's crazy, mate. He's doing it every single week as well, isn't he?
Yes.
His recovery is crazy. Like, fuck. And he does it when he's like 3 weeks out from a show as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy. I think it matters to, like, I've got so many clients, they send me videos, right? And their form is immaculate, right?
Yeah.
But they're lifting with Chad, I sent you at dinner the other day.
Yes,
His form is fine. There's nothing wrong with his form, but he was lifting 17.5 kilos on incline press.
Yeah.
I agree with you, mate. You ain't never building big, thick muscle with that fucking weight. Yeah.
I think what you said, Connor, though, it's how big do you want to be? When someone says, "Oh, it doesn't matter how much you lift," some people can get away with being like lifting lighter to a point, and then how big do you want to be?
Yeah,
there's definitely a genetic element, right? Because Dexter Jackson grew plenty of muscle, but he was never strong, right?
No, we never know that. We just assume. We don't know that.
True, he's never shown it.
At one point, he was probably benching 4 plates, and I can guarantee.
I think the other thing as well is, when we talk about you're never going to be dense, well, look what Connor just said a minute ago. Connor just said his squat wasn't very good, and it's a 7-plate squat. I think sometimes it's like we have an idea of what we think dense is.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on your scale, because if you want to be a big bodybuilder, okay, well, compared to Ronnie Coleman, are you big? No. But compared to other people, you are big. So it depends on your perspective as well.
Mm.
So when people say about lifting heavy, it's always relative. Heavy is relative, isn't it?
Yeah, it is relative, yeah. But like that guy who made that video, like I'm not hating on him, and I've nothing against him, whatever. I just, like, obviously he wants to pack on muscle, and he's never going to do that with what he's doing. So that was just my. And also, he was giving advice to people, like to tell people, like, right, this is how you're going to build a thick chest, blah, 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 blah. And then he goes on to tell you that chest flyers are terrible. And I was just like, this guy's on crack.
If you're going to be telling people how to build muscle, surely you've got to have muscle. Surely.
Yeah, exactly.
Surely.
Or you've got to have a track record of some guys who you've built who are big fuckers, like
100%, mate. 100%.
Yeah.
I think if we can get a conclusion on that one, mate, because I think it's pretty clear cut. I think.
Yeah, we can't.
Yeah.
More on that.
You have to be lifting some sort. So is it going to go into room 101?
Yes.
I
think strength to all of us, like I said, because we're all fairly strong.
Mm-hmm.
So what's strong for us is probably a bit too far for most people, but
yeah, but it matters. If you want to be bigger, it matters. It matters.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one, we can all relate on this one as well, like proper. Well, I assume, Connor. Young guys taking heavy steroids, diuretics.
Mm-hmm.
Elaborate, mate. Elaborate.
So, like we said earlier, it was just I just heard some gym chat the other day, and these guys, and I think they're like, they can't be any older than like 18, and this 18-year-old, he must have had, like, I don't know, well, virtually no muscle, basically. And he was talking about taking a gram of Tren, right? He was taking a gram of Tren, and all these other fucking things. But the gram of Tren just stood out to me, because that is, like, serious. Like, that is crazy. And I looked at him, and I was like, you don't even look like you go to the gym, let alone you take PEDs. And it frightens me that, like, people like, I don't know, who give steroids and diuretic advice to these young guys coming up, and they're just abusing it because they think more is better.
All it is fake. A gram of strength. I can't handle like past like 300, and I can't even sleep and eat or fuck a gram.
Hey, I guarantee we all know people like this. I used to have a client, and when he first came on with me, he told me how much he was using. He, as Connor just said, he didn't even look like he used, barely even looked like he trained. Yeah. It's fucking crazy to me. Now, I don't know if that's because their gear shit, they're not training well, or they've got terrible genetics. I don't know what it is, but I've definitely come across it quite a lot, and it's pretty fucking insane, mate.
Do you know what? I can sort of chime in on that because, you know, Ryan, like I started early. I started at 18, and I was hammering in, like relatively, not like how some, but for how big I was, it was a lot. And me and Ryan have had quite a lot of chats at the time. He would just be like, basically, just be like, "You're an idiot. You just, you know, you have no muscle. What the fuck are you doing?" And it's the food. Because a lot of those people that do it, and me at the time, just weren't eating.
Yeah.
So I train, I take the gear, but if you're not eating enough, it don't matter. So it was the food, I reckon.
100%. Yeah. How old were you when you started, Con?
Gear, 23.
23. Yeah. I was 24 as well. I was training from like 17, and I got to 24 natural. And I feel like that's quite important. My advice to younger people would be at least try and see what you can do without.
Yeah.
At least give it a go. I know you didn't, Chad, but I think if you were to give someone advice now, you'd probably say that.
I mean, up to a point. So I trained from like 16 to 18. I think I was 18 or 19. So 3 years, you know, I was fairly strong at that point too. I think those guys that wait till they're 25. I mean, what the fuck are you waiting for? You're kind of just wasting your time. You know, it depends when you start, I think. You go on.
I think it matters. So the only reason I waited that long is because I was like, I wasn't a bodybuilder. I used to go out on the weekends, sniff, drink, fags, but then I'll jab as well. You know, like I was doing it all wrong. The only reason I waited that long is because of that. I think it's important. I think it's
because it wasn't as popular at the time.
I guess so. I just wasn't mature enough, mate. I wasn't mature enough then. And to people like watching now, make sure that you've got everything in line first. Make sure that you're not fucking pissing it up on the weekends.
Yeah.
Eating a load of shit. Fuck all. Like, you're not training with any intensity. You're not sleeping right. You're like, everything's off. And then you just chuck and gear it.
Oh, people now are like, oh, I'm getting my membership for the gym tomorrow. What gear shall I start? And you think,
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't. Do you know what? There's actually, anecdotally, I've got I won't mention his name. He will watch it. He won't mind me talking about this because he's a really open guy. I went to see him yesterday. He's actually got some really, really serious health complications. And it's not guaranteed that it's the gear, but it's very likely that it was overuse of steroids that's led to the point he's at now.
Right.
He's got I don't know if I should say it. He's got issues with his liver. And I fucking love the guy. He's one of my closest friends up here. But yeah, so he was for 5 or 6 years, he was never off of oral steroids. Never ever. Debol, Anadrol, Anavar, Winstrol, always. And he would tell me, I remember about a year ago, he would say, "Oh, I missed a meal, but I saw I just chuck an extra Debol." His attitude was like that. And every time I told him, calm down, he's like, "Stop being a fanny. Fuck off, stop being a fanny." Like, that's his attitude. And I love him for it, but honestly, it's led to the point now where, fuck. So I think sometimes you don't realize the consequences of what you're doing until it's too late. So
the thing is, I think that's where Bloodwork's actually quite good. That it's become like popular because you can get your blood work done and you can see, oh shit, my liver enzymes are like 150, and you think, fucking no, this should be 50. Well, I best come off the fucking orals, you know, stuff like that. Or, oh shit, my RBCs are up. I best go give blood. Or, you know, my cholesterol's up. I best start like not take orals. Whatever the case is, you know, that can kind of give you a little bit of awareness where you can avoid some of that stuff.
Well, Connor, I've just seen you handed your bloods in yesterday, wasn't it? So on your Instagram.
Yes, yeah.
So let's say let me give you a hypothetical, mate. Right? Let's say your blood work comes back, and your liver enzymes are elevated, your kidney functions, you know, your downregulated kidney function, cholesterol's high, fucking blood pressure's high, would that mean that you would not go on cycle again? Or would you go on cycle but just be more careful? I mean, how would you deal with that?
See, I've always thought that, and I was having this conversation with someone today, actually. It was a friend of mine, he messaged me and was like, oh, how are they looking? I was like, well, I don't get the results back yet, but I'll let you know when they do. And he was like, I was always scared when I had my blood work done after a cycle, or I'd been competing for a long time, in case I came back with, like, they said that I had like fucking cancer or something like that, like I had a tumor, or I don't know, whatever the fuck it was. And I was always scared of that when I used to get my blood work done before. And every time it came back and it was fine. And I was like, why the fuck? I was like, I'm expecting it to like dissolve the tube. Like my blood just like melt the tube. And it's always come back fine. And, you know, and as long as I'm healthy and I can continue taking them, like the PEDs and stuff, I'd carry on. If it came back fucked, I might pack it in because I've got kids. So where you guys don't have children, you don't have children, do you?
I do. I got one.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, Ryan, you don't have kids, so a bit different for you. But I think where I have children, I think I'll be a bit selfish for me to, you know, put my health at risk for, you know, what, a bit of.
Yeah. But you say that, mate. But it's your dream, isn't it?
It is my dream. It is. I wanted to be. I do want to be a pro bodybuilder. I've been thinking that since I was 14. But
yeah.
Thing is, mate, I think a lot of it, like with blood work, if that comes back, a lot of the stuff you can fix. It's more so don't let it get out of hand too far to where you can't. So say your liver enzymes come back elevated, well, we'll come off for a bit, they'll be fine. They come back to normal. You know, it's that. It's almost not like Ryan, your mate now, obviously, he's probably taken to the point that he can't fix it, you know? So,
yeah, his message to me last night, I went to see him last night because he's only just found out. And he said to me, just get checked, because that was my problem. I wasn't getting checked. He goes, please. He goes, you've got, because when I won the overall at FitX, I got a Blood Lab sponsorship.
Yeah.
So it's all free for me. So he goes,
of course
please.
you did.
Say again? Say again?
I said, of course you did.
And he was like, mate, please just fucking just use it. Just make sure you fucking do.
Can you get it done as much as you want?
Yeah, I guess if I don't take the piss, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've had it done once.
I paid to get mine done like every 6 weeks, pretty much.
Well, do you know what I think both of you guys, actually, this applies to you both. Like, I think the reason why I'm saying it is because I feel like we're all of us, we're like tunnel vision, bodybuilding, get bigger, get fucking stronger, go like blah, blah, blah. And I feel like a lot of us would get warnings from our blood work, and we still would kind of, we might take precautions, but there's nothing going to stop us. We're going to keep going, right?
Sometimes I look at it and I think, for what I'm taking, it's fine.
Yeah. Considering I'm being a cunt, it's all right.
Do you know what, though? In all fairness, I think taking a bit of gear is way worse. You could be going out on the piss every weekend. You could be eating shit. You could be a fat cunt. There's a million things that are worse than that. I think we eat well, we hydrate well, we train, which is obviously good for the heart. You know, we do cardio, all that shit. We're active. I think taking a little bit of gear, and plus we're not reckless, so I think it's fine.
Well, I'd say pre-contest, I think let's be honest, let's be real. Pre-contest, shit does get elevated quite a lot, right?
Yeah.
In the off-season, like right now, I'm on 150 mega test, and I have been for the last whatever. So I'm on fuck all. But before a competition, shit is ramped right up, and most bodybuilders don't admit that. And it is quite reckless.
For what, 6 weeks, 8 weeks?
Yeah, but
and both your preps aren't like, you don't do 20, 25 week preps. Both of your preps are quite short.
I don't know. I was dieting for 7 months.
Hey, Tom, that's the thing. You got stage ready, and then you basically kept it for like months.
Yeah, 7 months. Yeah. I did
how did that
shows.
feel? Just
yeah, mate, you're in
life condition. How does it feel to hold that condition?
Do you know what I did? So I did the Ben Weirder. That was at the start of the year, and I basically, I did the Ben Weirder, and then obviously I didn't place, and I was like, I never don't place. So I was like, what the fuck? No one told me anything, right? They just pushed me to the side, didn't get placing, and I was quite like confused, and so was Tom, but I wasn't working with Tom at this point. So I then went to the Ryan Terry Classic to register, and I won't say his name, but I spoke to someone, and they were like, you realise why you didn't get placed? And I was like, no one's told me anything. Like, I asked for feedback, no one said anything to me. And basically it was because they could see pin marks in my lats. So, and they called it knots in my lats, which they could see. So it was like basically like a disqualification, because they could see like where I'd been injecting or whatever. And that really, like, I don't know, it's sort of like, it lit a fire in me. So I was like, right, I'm going to keep doing this. And I think my best peak was in Ireland in May. And then after that, that was quite disheartening after that. And I still held condition, but my mind was fucked, like completely fucked. You think I did cardio like near enough every day for 7 months, every morning. Like,
that's hard when you've got
months,
a job
like,
and a family, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And just holding that condition, like Lo, my missus, she understands, like, she gets it, but even she was like starting to get pissed off at me because I was like a zombie. It's like 7 months and 6 shows, I was just fucked all the time.
I don't think people quite realise this until you compete. Like, I held condition for 4 weeks this year, and that's enough. That's enough. And you did it for, I don't know, you must have done it for 3 times that, like 10 weeks, 12 weeks.
I did. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July. January, February, March, April, May, June, July.
Well, you were in stage shape in January?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I got it wrong, mate. I thought you would. Sorry, fuck. That's crazy.
So yeah, 7 months and like, yeah, and it was like where in Ireland where I thought I'd done it, I was like, oh, thank fuck for this. Like, I can come off everything, I can relax, I can chill out. And then when I lost, I was like, you motherfuckers. I was like, I have to carry on doing this.
Yeah,
I think that
at what point, sorry, go on.
So I was going to say, what really matters in how easy, this is to kind of answer your question, Judd, holding condition for that long, it matters where you are here.
Yeah.
If you're in the right headspace, it's actually kind of easy. You kind of you relish the suffering. Like, it's quite nice, it's quite satisfying. As soon as this goes, you're done. Yeah. You're done, mate. It's so fucking hard. If you're not really in it here, it's like really fucking hard, mate. Really.
I don't know about you two, but like, to me, bodybuilding is quite easy.
Yeah.
I feel like actual real life is the hard bit. Like, living a life is fucking hard, like, as well as being a bodybuilder. Like, bodybuilding's a piece of piss. All you got to do is go in the gym, eat your food, recover, and that's it.
The training's the fun part. The training's the fun part. You know, we all love training.
But yeah. And I agree with you. It's like, so basically being low energy and then having to go to work and having to entertain people and shit. That's the hard bit, having low energy.
Or like when I was dieting as well, like I had things that went wrong. Like I had dilemmas and drama, and that affects you in other ways, and your body gets stressed out. Your body doesn't react to certain things as well. And like fucking when you're Ryan, and like when you're deep into prep, like you forget doing like the most simplest of things. Like, I think I've put my TV remotes in the fridge before. Fuck knows why, but I've just done shit like that. And I now I'm like in off season, I'm like, how the fuck did I even think like that?
Yeah, 100%. And that's what I mean. It's like, as you say, when you've got other stresses going on, and then when you start doing shit like that, so, and then you start getting snappy at people, and snap at your girlfriend, snap at your mum and your dad, and you fucking, I don't know. And that's what takes its toll, because the bodybuilding, as you say, is easy.
Yeah.
It's managing, spinning the plates, mate. All the plates that you've got going at the same time. It's tough. Fucking tough.
And at the time, you don't notice it. You think other people are the ones that are like in the wrong.
Yeah.
You don't realize how, you're so aggy. You're so aggy. And you don't think it.
As well, it's easy if you love it. as well. That's another thing that that was what I was going to elaborate on with the young guys taking the gear and that. Like, also with older guys as well. Like, that's like another thing to me. That's another point I put down on the thing I've sent you. But like, guys now will only compete because everyone else is doing it. Same thing with steroids.
Well, let's go into that. So let's conclude the last one, right? So young guys taking heavy steroids and diuretics without proper knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go in.
Yeah,
it's got to go in, right?
Yeah.
So we'll move on to our next one. So yeah, basically, guys competing now because everyone else is doing it. It's a trend.
Yeah.
So, what do you see, Con? What do you see?
It's just like, I think it's a fad now, and it's like I said to you, like, I wanted to be a bodybuilder, like whatever that comes across as sad or whatever, but I wanted to be a bodybuilder since I was 14. So that's what I wanted to be. I knew one day I was going to have to take drugs, blah blah blah, but I didn't just jump into it like that. Now there's guys in their 20s, mid 20s, like, well, even late 20s actually, and they're going, right, they're going to go from party life in Ibiza, their whole like teenage adolescence. They've been party boys, love the drugs, whatever, the girls. Oh, now I'm going to be a bodybuilder. I'm going to go take steroids now. And it's just like, why? Because everyone else is doing it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that.
I feel like
I know a guy who worked on building sites his whole life, and then he's just come into a gym and then just started taking cycles, and now wants to do bodybuilding shows because he's seen other people doing it online. And I'm like, that's the wrong reason to do it.
It's mad. I feel like there is pressure on people for some reason. Like, no one just trains just to enjoy it anymore. It feels like everyone trains because they want to compete, get a pro card or anything like that. It's like, I remember when I first started, it was literally just, I'll be totally honest with you, I think it was because I wanted to get big, because I wanted to impress girls.
Yeah.
I think, when I was like 17, 18, I wanted to, and little did I know that actually girls don't give a shit, but men do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah, no, when I was younger, it was never anything else other than just enjoyment, like just because it was enjoyable. You know what I mean? And I feel that's lost.
Yeah, it's gone, man.
It's part of you. It makes you feel like you're part of something if you compete.
Yeah,
definitely. Well, Chad, actually, it kind of relates to you. So you have not competed, but you've gone to a couple of times. And what do you think? Where was your mind with all that sort of stuff?
I just, again, like you said, it's just for the wrong reason. It's almost, it would be cool to do it, but do I really want to do it? No, I don't. So it's almost like, well, if that's your reason, you're never going to look your best. You're never going to give it your 100% because it's not, you don't really want it. I enjoy the training. I enjoy the lifestyle, but the competitive side is just not, it's not for me, and that's fine.
What do you think made you want to do it? Why did you take that plunge in the first place?
Because again, I could be in powerlifting, so obviously seeing you quite a lot, because obviously we were quite close. So it was almost, well, powerlifting's now kind of done, and I was injured, so I couldn't do that. So I just thought, well, maybe give that a go. But that's not something that's for me. I just, sometimes
you got to try it to realize, though. You don't know until you actually try it and realize that it's not for you. So, I don't know. But yeah, I think I just see, as I say, they're doing it for the wrong reason. So many people don't even have a fucking clue about bodybuilding. They don't know. I don't know why this bothers me, but it fucking does. Like, you'll go to Body Power or fucking whatever. Dorian Yates has got a queue this big.
Yeah.
And then some fucking nobody who works for Gymshark has got a queue this big. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know why it bothers me. It just does. Fucking, I can't get my head around it.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I was saying to someone else today as well, actually. It's like, they said, oh, like, you were born in the wrong era. And it's like, I couldn't be any further from the truth. Like I think I'm like, with bodybuilding, like I probably know every bodybuilder there ever was. Like, I've got all the magazines. I've got magazines from like the 80s that I've got of people and I've kept, and like routines that I've heard songs from. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was Bob Paris in 1991. Like, I know all these things, but you ask guys today, like, I don't know, who's Flex Wheeler? They'll look at you like you're fucking on drugs. They'll be like, who the fuck's that? And I'm like, wow.
Mate, even like pros, or like, have you heard the story? Like Martin Fitzwater got asked, like Flex Wheeler went up to him at one of the shows and he went, "You're really good," and he was like, "Who are you?" And he was like,
Nah.
"Yeah,
No way.
yeah." And he obviously that's how he got to coach him. He was like, "Who are you?" And he was like, "I'm like Flex Wheeler." And he showed him a picture and he was like, "Well, that's how I want to look. Can you coach me?" Yeah.
Mate, I'm glad that you guys have said this, because this shit bothers me. Like, for some reason, I'm like a bit of an encyclopedia, like you, Con. I feel like I know a lot about the history of bodybuilding, and when people claim to love it and then they don't know the first thing about it, it kind of bothers me, and I don't know why. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe that's
because you're passionate about it.
Yeah, and that's it. And I think that's kind of like ties into why you react the way you do after certain results, because you're so invested. It's like it's in your DNA.
Yeah.
It's in your DNA. And then when you feel there's some sort of corruption or some sort of, I don't know, like it's hard to take, isn't it? You pour everything into it.
I think with the gyms as well now, you walk into a gym and it's full of just like dickheads, idiots, and you just think, fuck off. Like, you know, like my gym, I train in a
you
gym.
sound like me, Dave.
My gym I train in a private gym, and it's not got like just any like general people that are like non-bodybuilders. It you know, people that train hard. That's the only people that I like allowed in there. They won't even let you train in there if you're not like serious about training. So I'm lucky in that sense. I don't have to train with like in a commercial gym with like regular people. That would be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
It ruins your session,
like a David Lloyd or.
It ruins your session. You know, like you're waiting to go on a machine and then there's someone they're pressing like one plate and then they're like texting or something like.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. I go to, because my pure gym, there's a pure gym like 2 minutes from my house. I wake up every morning, do my cardio in there. And I walk in, like I just walk in and I just look at people like just doing stupid shit. And I think, what the fuck are they doing? Like I watched this guy like sat on the bench doing like wrist curls. I was literally just like, he's got like not an ounce of muscle on it. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Wrist curls need to go into room 101. If you're a bodybuilder, wrist curls, that's got to go in there.
So in that pure, there's a wall. So like all the treadmills and like the cross trainers are lined against it. So I'll make sure to go on one of them. So I have to face away from the people training.
Looking at a wall like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So I don't have to fucking look at any of the stupid shit. It pisses me off.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Yeah, well, I think we can all agree, mate. It's a bit of a clean sweep. I kind of knew it. Anyway. There's no way you're bringing something on it that we don't agree with.
We're all quite similar, I'd say.
Yeah.
Of course, that's the thing. When I had this idea in my head, I thought that'd be really good. We can talk and we can discuss and debate and like disagree. But the reality is, the same shit pisses most people off.
Yeah,
it really does.
But you bring like an Instagram influencer on.
Yeah.
This is a question for you, right? Do you think bodybuilding is gonna like almost like de-escalate back to being like a cult, or do you think it's gonna grow even more to what it is already now?
I think it's only gonna get bigger.
Do you think?
Well, because you look at all the expos, they have a lot of that regular people shit in there, like arm wrestling and just. Yeah. I don't know, Ryan, you like arm wrestling, but it's just like stupid shit that you just think, why the fuck is that here?
I think a bit like you know now, like back in the day, it was just bodybuilding or lightweight bodybuilding. It was now you've got loads of different categories. So I think it's going to continue to grow. But I honestly believe, like bodybuilding, as in open bodybuilding, is still a niche.
Right.
Men's physique is going to keep going. Classic is going to keep
going. But they
going.
call themselves bodybuilders too, though. They're like, board shorts. I do bodybuilding. Like, I'm a bodybuilder. They tell people, they'll say, that someone say, for example, my mate at work's a bodybuilder. Oh, really? What does he do? Oh, he does the board shorts. That's not bodybuilding. they think everyone's the same. They think you're a bodybuilder.
Yeah. Have you ever had that, Con? You ever had someone say that their mate looks like you? He does all the gym stuff like you.
Yeah, and I had a client, and she said to me, she was like, oh, my son, he goes to the gym, like he's like you, and I was like, oh, is he? I was like, he's a 19-stone bodybuilder, And she's like, oh, well, no. Well, he's not fucking bodybuilding, is he?
They don't know the difference between like David Beckham or fucking Ronnie Coleman. They don't actually. To them, they're both toned or some shit. Oh, fucking hell.
They think like the Rock's like like the same as Mr. Olympia.
Oh my god! I told someone once that I was the same height but heavier than the Rock, and they were like, "Nah." Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, I'm actually bigger than the Rock," and they're like, "Nah." You've seen the Rock? I'm like, "Yeah, you dickhead." Fucking hell. Yeah, people's perception of again what's big and stuff. It's so skewed, man. It's so fucking skewed. Okay, I actually want to talk about one thing before we sign it out. In fact, let's get a conclusion on that. Actually, guys only competing now because everyone else is doing it. In room 101, yes or no?
Yes,
I agree. So the thing I wanted to talk to you, Con, was you put on your story. I don't know when it was, like this week, right? And you said basically you don't care if you get like negative, or no, maybe you reposted it. Basically, you said you don't care about negative like shit that you get online. Mm-hmm. My question to you was, how do you truly like not give a fuck? How do you let that just be water for ducks back?
Yeah, I know the post you're talking about. It was from Neil Arms. Yes, yeah. Neil, he's a great guy, good coach. I don't know. I just feel like when people say shit to me, like there's been anonymous accounts made, and they've made like loads of hate posts on people, coaches, athletes, just generally hating. And to me, is it going to really affect my life tomorrow? No. Is it going to stop me from bodybuilding? No. Like, would this cunt say this to my face? No. Like, so to me, it's like, and also as well, like if I like touch wood, but if I ever do turn pro, I don't really care if anyone disagrees or agrees. I don't care if you think I should turn pro or I shouldn't turn pro. I don't care what you think, because it's for me. And like, you to have a view on me, that's cool. You think I'm a cunt, or you think I'm the next best thing, or whatever. I don't give a shit, really. And I think only when you become like tunnel visioned in like your goals, you don't give a fuck what anyone thinks of you, really. You really don't. Like, I'm sure you guys feel the same, but like, are they really going to change your life? No. Like,
I think also it depends who it's coming from. So if I say I do something stupid in the gym and one of you two comments and you're like, it's pretty stupid, I'll be like, okay, maybe there's some merit to that. If someone with no picture, no name, fake account messages me and says, oh, you're a fucking like whatever, I'll just be like, right, whatever then.
Yeah.
Just ignore it. Because you think, well, I'm better than that. I'm above that.
Yeah. I think you're actually better than me. Both of you, by the sounds of it, are better than me at taking that. I've got to hold my hands up. As much as I agree with everything that you just said, it doesn't matter. It ain't gonna affect my life. I'm happy. I'm a happy person. But I can't help but sometimes let certain comments like play on my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still a work in progress with that. I'm still like Dudley, you remember me back in the day, I would nibble collar. We spoke about it on the last podcast. And it's quite embarrassing really, because sometimes I do nibble and I get like angry about shit. And I don't know. It's something that I'm trying to work on myself.
Don't get me wrong. Like, if someone messages me and like I've had loads of hate, like obviously over the years and shit. Like, people have like criticised my physique and say like an IFBB pro top 10 Olympian picked my physique apart and was like, Connor, this is shit. This is shit. This is shit. This is shit. And I'll be like, okay, cool, fair enough. Like, you obviously know better. That's fair enough. But Joe blogs off the street who makes a fake account, and don't get me wrong, like I will send a message saying like, come and meet me and I'll punch a hole through your face, but I have to like rein it in and be like, is it really worth it? Is it really worth me getting locked up?
Hey, no. bro, you know that anger that you feel when something happens, don't you feel worse? Like, how much better does it feel when you don't react?
Yeah.
You go like, I don't know about you, but like, I'll go from 0 to 10. And then like 10 minutes later, I calm down and I'm almost like, why the fuck did I do that for? Like,
yeah,
like, I don't know.
Better for you to just ignore it. If you ignore that, it's almost like you've won.
I agree. I think the point I'm trying to make is it's fair play for you to be able to have water off duck's back, but I'm still getting there. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still
also as well. Like, wouldn't you respect? I don't know. Like, wouldn't like if someone came up to you, Ryan or Dave, like if they came up to you and were like, oh, I don't know, I don't like your face or something like that. They came up to you and went, I don't like your face. There's just something about your face that annoys me. Wouldn't you respect them more for coming up 100%. To you and saying that face to face than making like some fake account or just sending you over fucking social media or whatever? Like,
yes and no, but also I feel like someone's willing to come over to try and ruin my day. I'd almost be like, what the fuck is your problem, mate? Like some things are better left unsaid.
Yeah.
Just because you think something, you don't have to like blurt out, you know?
Yeah. Not every action needs a reaction.
Yeah. I always respect people more when it happens and they don't react. Yeah. They literally go, all right, because I'm not that person. I'll be honest with you. I react badly, like road rage, not roid rage. Road rage. Like, you know, if someone beeps or something like that, or I get too angry for the situation, and I feel like it's something that I'm trying to work on. And I'm not quite there yet. But yeah. I think it's some good advice you've given, basically. I think are they going to affect your life?
Yeah. Have you been in trouble with the police before, Ryan, or anything like that? Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like with me, like say this year, like I did get, you know, I've had trouble with the police and shit like that this year. Not like anything bad, but obviously I got myself into a bit of trouble. And afterwards, I was like, that was all for a load of bollocks. Yeah. What was that all for? Yep. For nothing. So am I really going to let some little prick who's probably 10 stone dripping wet going to ruin my day? No. So just take that on board, man. When you're about to lose it or whatever, and you feel like, fucking hell, this guy's taking a piss out of me, or like I have to react, just walk away, man. Just walk. I just think
it's really, mate, that's really, really good advice. And it sounds obvious, like, well, yeah, just walk away, but it's hard to do. It's easy to say and hard to do. You know, I won't go into detail, but yeah, recently I had to go to court for something that I got into trouble with at a train station, and it was such a non-event. Like, it was so unimportant. And for 1 year that case went on, and ended up with a fine and a fucking whatever. And it was so stupid. It was like not needed at all. And some moments you like the penny dropped, and you're like what?
Also remember as well, like where you're a big bloke, yeah, you're a big guy, so people are always going to look at you like you're a bully.
Yeah,
always.
That's how it went. That's how it went.
Yeah, always. Yeah. And like, is it really worth you? Like, is it really worth your time to like, one, react to the situation, and then two, be labelled as something that you're not?
It's nice to almost prove them wrong. They think you're going to be a certain way, and then it's nice to be.
That in my last podcast.
Yeah, it's nice to not be the stereotype, isn't it? You know.
Let's say like me, you, and Dave like robbed the bank, right? And we're getting away, and they're going to send a report. Yeah, 3 heavily muscled men have just got away, very aggressive, blah 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 blah. Like, you just get labelled as something, like, regardless if you're that or not.
Yeah, it's the first thing that they'll pick up on, definitely, 100%. Yeah. I just think,
honestly, don't even rise to those things.
Yeah, because there's an account recently that I won't even give like credit to, but yeah, it went to you a few times, and I just think to myself, fucking, like, it's so. I don't know. I just feel like it would have got to me, and I respect the fact that you come and you speak the way you do, and like you just go, so what?
Yeah, you didn't even actually thinking on it. You didn't even respond to it, did you?
No, he didn't.
What's that?
You might have messaged him.
What's that?
You know, the Make Bodybuilding.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to say it, but fuck it, yeah. But you seem to react really well to that, to be honest.
No, do you know what it is? It's like, I don't know. I think it's more like I feel sorry for people like that. Like the way my dad raised me, it was like, never start a fight, but if you've got a problem with someone, go and do it face to face. Be a man about it and go up to them and like say what you want to say. Like, could you, like, just you two alone, right? And you don't really know me personally, but could you both see me making a fake profile account and going and trolling people Like, I'll be embarrassed, man.
Both of you are literally the opposite of that. Both of you. You would just say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd feel embarrassed, and I'd feel like...
Imagine that, though. Making a fake account just to go and hate on other people.
What a strange life.
It's like, what? Like, haven't you got anything better to do?
Yeah, I feel sorry for the guys like that, and it's not just me. There's loads of other guys as well, and like, I'm sure you guys will get it as well. And but don't even rise to it.
Yeah,
there's no point.
I think, unfortunately, in this day and age, we've got to accept that it's just part of life. There's going to be people who hide behind accounts, giving shit. That's just the way it is. I just think that was a good thing to end on, really, mate, because it's something that I'm not very good at. But apparently, both of you seem to be a bit more accomplished at that than me. So,
if you ever feel like you're going to like burst the gasket, or like you feel like someone said something about you online or something like that, just speak to your missus about it. Like, don't rant at her, but just speak to her and be like, look, this guy said this. What an idiot.
Yeah.
And she'll probably say the same.
And you know, like 10 minutes after the event, calm down and you start thinking straight, don't you? You start like,
you'll probably still be going like,
I'm
2 days later.
I'm a changed man now, mate. I'm relaxed.
All right, and you can message me and we'll go and kidnap him.
We put him in the booth. But right, we're going to wrap up there, mate.
Yeah.
I really, really appreciate your time, Connor. Thank you.
Yeah, love coming on there to speak to you guys.
Cheers, mate.
Hey, that was so good. Even more, not just because it was kind of getting away a little bit from the Room 101, because a lot of times we just like cover that, and it was more getting into other stuff.
100%.
You know, which is really good.
It's nice to speak to you properly, mate. Really.
Yeah, definitely. Both of you. If you're ever if you ever come down to Surrey, or you should definitely come and check out. We can either go to King's or Physique or
100%.
You going to the Arnold Classic?
I wanted to, but we couldn't get childcare. So if anything changes, I might just message some people on Instagram, see if I can get some tickets. If anything changes, and just go up for I think it's the 25th.
Sunday,
yeah, I might go up for that day if I can.
Yeah.
Well, if you are, we'll be there. So
yeah, definitely.
All right, mate.
Cheers, boys. Take care.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you.